Hello and welcome to this episode of Curiosity Labs Between Two Nerds, where hopefully you know by now, but every week we invite a tiny human being to sit between us and have a little chat about science. We'll get straight on with this one, I think. Our revisiting guest is...
That's you. Go on.
That's you.
Oscar, and I am 6 years old.
Oscar Blue, and he's 6 years old. You seem very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Are you? That's good.
Yep. And you know the nerds. I'm Mo.
And I'm Eugene, and I should point out that if Mo grimaces through this, his back is aging rapidly.
Oh,
He has a bad back. Someone commented that we were using the wrong chairs. Maybe they had a point. You comfortable?
The spine. Right, Oscar Blue. What would you like to talk about?
Rainbows.
Rainbows. Cool.
What about
What
them?
about them? Yeah.
Why are they so colourful?
Why are they so colourful?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Do you know why? What ingredients do you need to make a rainbow?
The rain and sun.
Yeah.
Very,
there
very
you go.
good.
Now, how on earth do those two things make a rainbow?
I don't know.
That's why you're here, right?
Magic.
Do you even know?
I have a few guesses.
We'll wing it. We'll give you an answer.
Okay.
Then you can go and check YouTube, see if it's right.
And look at this one.
Obviously.
Yeah, so, well, I don't know. So it all has to do with light, right, from the sun. Light moves in a wave. You know waves.
Show me a wave.
Or that
Oh,
one.
good. Come on, bigger wave.
Oh my god.
I like this wave, yeah. It's
Yeah.
my favourite wave.
Yeah, so light moves in.
But yeah, it moves in a wave like that.
Yeah. It's a wave made out of, so you've seen waves at the beach, right? What are those waves made from?
Water.
Good.
Yep.
You can hear me now because of waves. What waves
Heat
are those?
waves.
Huh?
I don't know.
Heat
Yeah, you do.
waves. What am
What
I
sort of
making with my
waves?
mouth?
Noises?
Yeah, so a sound.
Another word for that?
Sounds.
Sound. So
Sound
I'm
waves.
making sound waves by pushing the air in this room towards you and away from you right now, right? Creating sound waves. And light waves are made from electricity and magnetism. It disturbs the electromagnetic field. Anyway, those waves, right, travel from the sun at a certain speed, right? So, do you know what the fastest thing in the universe is?
Light.
Good. Okay, good. But then light does slow down, all right? When it reaches, so when it's traveling through space, a vacuum where there's no air, it can go that top speed. When it goes through air, it slows down a little bit. If it goes through water, it slows down a little bit. Glass as well, it slows down. All right, so all these different speeds that light can travel at.
Yeah.
Okay. With me so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Waiting
get
for
to
the rainbow.
magic. Yeah. Okay, so now what happens when light travels, okay, let's say from the air into the water. So let's say we have a little water droplet suspended in the air. Okay?
Yeah.
Or let's just say a cup of water. When the light travels, goes into that cup of water, right? It will slow down because it just went through that water. And there's different wavelengths of light.
What colour is light?
White.
Very good.
Yeah.
So when you said, we said, how does light move? We did this and it's a wave.
Yeah.
But actually it's lots and lots of different waves.
Yeah.
So, and they're not all the same waves. So if I said a long wave to you, how would you show me a long wave with your arm? Very
good.
Now let's compare that. Now show me a short wave. Perfect.
Very
Anyone
good.
listening to the podcast, that alone is worth checking us out on YouTube just to see Oscar Blue's long wave, short wave. That was perfect. Absolutely right. So we've got long waves and short waves. Where were you on your? We were in a cup of water.
Yeah, so wait.
So so when we say a light wave, that white light, it's not a single wave, and that light will hit that water and slow down because it can't move as fast. But is it one wave or is it lots of waves?
Lots.
And are those waves the same?
No.
What's the difference?
Some are longer, some are shorter.
Very,
Very
very good. And do you know, let's see if you know this. So,
Or can you guess?
yeah, or can you guess? Either way, can you get the right answer? So there are different wavelengths in that light. Do you know what they are? Think of the rainbow.
Colours?
Very, very good. So within that white light from the sun that we see as white light, as you've just established, there's actually lots of different waves. Those waves are different lengths, and those different lengths are different colours.
Or appear to our
Yeah.
eyes as different colors. To our human eyes, they look like different colors. All those different, like the 7 colors of the rainbow. Okay? But to another animal, like a dog, it may not have those 7 colors. It could just be 2 colors. Or, yeah, with a dog, I think it is just 2.
Still magical, though.
Yeah. So to us, it looks like 7, well, not 7, but lots of different colors, right?
Yeah.
The different wavelengths. Carry on.
So we've got our white light, which is actually lots of different wavelengths that we see as the different colours. And we've got our rain, which is like our cup of water. So the light hits the rain. So there are 2 ingredients for the rainbow. Now, when that hits the water, something called refracted, is the light gets refracted. Is that a good word? Ever heard of it?
You know, I've heard of reflected.
I've heard reflected.
Yeah, where something bounces back. Yeah. Refracted is just when it, you know, I was telling you it slows down.
Yep.
When it goes from air into water or into glass. That's what we call refraction. So when it slows down, it changes its direction slightly.
Oh.
Okay?
So you've got this white light hitting the rain, the water, which we now know slows it down, slightly changes its direction. All those waves are different. So do you think they all react in exactly the same way? No, very good. So they split. So the way that we see it, so we can see the white light, but once it goes through that water and is refracted, because those waves change to different angles and different speeds, do they
Yeah,
also
so
the same
because
speed?
the reason why some of them get refracted more than others. Okay, so the faster ones, faster waves won't change direction as much, but slower waves will change direction more. And what happens to be a faster wave is the red light and white light, and the slowest one is the violet. So as they travel through that water, they'll spread out a lot. Okay, so they'll start to spread out, right? Because red's not changing much, violet's changing a lot. Okay, and then it bounces off the inside of the raindrop, okay, and gets reflected back out. And as it's being reflected out and it comes out of this raindrop, it keeps spreading until until you see that rainbow. And because of the shape of the raindrop and the amount of refraction, there's a very particular shape that a rainbow has.
And order.
That bow shape. But it can only happen, though, if you're standing in the right place. So you have to be between the rain and the sun. So the sun has to be behind you. Okay, so for all of us, sun has to be behind us, and the rain has to be ahead of us. And also, I think the sun has to be at a certain height as well, possibly. But the sunlight has to be coming from behind you, and the rain has to be in front of you. And that's why when it gets reflected back, you see that rainbow.
So you're just seeing the light,
Yeah.
all those different light waves split apart. So rather than seeing the white light, you see what we see as those different waves and the
Yeah.
different colours. And they will always be in the same order. So if you're painting or drawing a rainbow, that colour order is quite important because it will always be the same.
Yeah.
Because those light waves will always be those wavelengths.
Yep. And,
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the magic of the
You
rainbow?
can make your own rainbows.
Uh,
Right, you can just recreate this. Let's say you had a garden. I know you don't.
Balcony?
Yeah. So you got a hose pipe. You switch on the hose pipe, get the water running, put your thumb over it, create a little spray, and spray that into the air, and make sure the sun is behind you, and you'll see a little rainbow in front of you.
Hmm.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
That is
So
cool.
you can make it yourself.
Make your own rainbow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What shape is a rainbow?
A semicircle.
A semicircle, yeah.
A bow shape.
Weird and really, really rare, but you do have them. What it actually wants to be is a full circle.
Yeah. Good.
But the reason that we see it as a semicircle is
You can't see under that.
correct. That's exactly the right answer.
Yeah.
So it hits the ground. But there are, I say it's so rare, I'd love to see one.
Double.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, once you've got to the end, jump in and search this. But there are times where you can see a rainbow that isn't hitting the ground, and what you get is this rainbow, but it's a perfect circle.
Yeah. Sometimes you see it. When there's even ice in the air. If it's really cold, and even around the sun, you see like a halo.
Yes, yeah.
A rainbow halo.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or you see the
Or a
triple
raylo.
Yeah. So how many colors in the rainbow?
I was about to ask that question.
Oh, were you? Sorry.
Well,
So
you're about to ask
why
that.
didn't
Well,
you
yeah.
ask it?
Can I just say you haven't been listening then? Because most.
7.
Oh, you have been very good. Oh, were you
I'm gonna
playing
keep
along with the
actually.
podcast there? That was good.
7.
How many colours?
7.
Good answer.
So why? The reason why though we say there's 7 colors in rainbows is actually because of Isaac Newton. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
We've talked about him a bit, in class. So Isaac Newton liked the number 7, and he divided up the colors he saw. So we actually call this a spectrum, and he divided up into 7. So I think that's why he crammed in indigo in there.
Yeah, I need something.
Yeah.
Need a name.
So, but actually, there's as many colors as you want there to be.
A billion?
Yeah, we say there's 7 only because of habit. You could just say that there's a little bit of red, there's a peach, there's an orange, there's a peach, there's a yellow, there's a turquoise.
We just can't make that many
whatever.
crayons, so 7 works.
Yeah. Oh, I think we can.
Yeah, we
I
can.
think Crayola on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we say there's 7. But honestly, you could say whatever. I just go with 6. I just say blue and violet.
So controversial.
Yeah, like, well, why am I adding indigo?
I go with a billion. But,
Yeah.
I don't name them all.
I go with Australian.
Australian. And do you name them all? Can you name Australian colours?
Stred, Strorin,
Yeah.
Strello.
Stirpal.
Yeah, sounds good. Any other rainbow questions?
Can you ever catch one?
Now, what do you think?
Not really.
Not
Can you
really,
explain
right?
why? If you're saying you don't think you can catch a rainbow. Why don't you think you can catch a rainbow?
Because you can just go straight through them. And you can't really touch it.
Why can't you touch it? So what do you need to think about how Mo described where you need to be in order to see a rainbow?
The middle.
Well,
Yeah.
in between. So if your 2 ingredients
That's
are
what he said,
rain
in the
and
middle.
sun, yeah, I like in between. So if you have to be in between it, can you be in the rainbow?
No.
That's the problem.
Because it's kind of like not an illusion, but
You could
it's a
create.
phenomenon that's happening.
We could create a rainbow. So with a torch and particular shaped piece of glass, I could create a rainbow on the table, and you could put your hand in that, and the rainbow would appear on your hand.
But the minute you close your hand,
It'll appear on the outside of your hand.
it's like catching a laser. Can
Yeah.
you catch it? It's
No.
light. It's not.
Look, so I'm going to try and catch some light. There's light there.
And
Do you think there's light inside my hand right now?
Any photons?
no.
Probably
No.
is a little bit, but not a lot. It's pretty dark in there. Didn't catch it.
I can't even see it.
Failed.
You know what's always like amazed me though? Have you ever like
Got a bit.
You're trying. Got a bit.
have you ever tried, you know, when you like so if you go out, when you go out and you close your eyes, like you can still see light.
Yeah.
It's how like light is going through your skin and into your eye.
I was.
Or if you do the thing, like if you put your hand up to like the light in the car and you can always see through, you
Yeah.
can see the light coming through your flesh.
I can see different lights because of that light. I can see different copies of it.
Yeah. And now I've looked at it.
Yeah,
your
and then,
face is
because
light.
it gets burned
Yeah.
into your retina.
But I was reading Sean Carroll's book, and it was a thought experiment about colour and how we perceive colour. And so your red might not be the same as my red. Your blue might not be the same as my blue.
Yeah.
And there's that thought experiment. So if you've got the world's greatest scientist, the greatest mind that's ever lived, and from birth you kept them in a room there where there was only black and white. So
Yeah.
they never saw colour. But they got to study, and then would it be an advantage to them if you took them out of that room and then they finally saw what these colours look like? But I think if you were in that room, when you close your eyes, you see colour.
I don't know.
Close your eyes. Can you see any colours?
Yeah.
What colours can you see?
Can you?
They change
I can.
colours.
Can't you? Close your
What do you mean
eyes.
see a color?
I'm now seeing yellow, orange.
Oh, you mean like
green.
that? There's little, yeah.
Yeah. But if you're trying
But if
to,
there's no light, you wouldn't see that.
well, there must be light in the room. There is light in the room.
Oh,
it's
there
just
is,
everything's
okay.
black and white.
If I see, shut my eyes, I'll see just a square, but like it's changing colours.
It does change
Yeah,
colour,
yeah.
yeah.
And the dot changing colours if I look at something circle.
Very good. And there there was that. Blah, 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 blah.
Those are the worms in your eyes.
The
moving
what do we
around.
call it? The worms in the stomach. Don't do that.
I'm
The
joking.
illusion, where you look at the dot in the middle of the hearth, and then you look at the white wall, and you get this yellow heart, but that changes colour. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Ignore him. There's no worms in your
Or
eyes.
you know when you're in the pool, and if you close, you see your eyes are just there, right? And you like close your eyes, and then you can see like the light being reflected
Yeah.
off the pool, and you can see all the shimmers of that light
I've never
through your
actually done
eyelid. Well, you should. That's
You've
Friday
never done that?
sorted.
You've never done? Well, no pools.
that. I've never done
Yeah,
COVID-19,
yeah.
which might be over by the time this goes out, so
Yeah,
maybe
so-
we will go to the
Well, I
pool.
hope it is.
So do I. Any other awesome questions?
no.
No? Rainbows, cool. You see rainbows all the time.
Why are they called rainbows?
Because using the rain and it's shaped like a bow.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's valid, that. Girl, what a silly question. When you asked that, I was like, ooh. And then I realised, no, it's a rainbow. Shouldn't be. It should be a rain circle that you just can't see
Yeah,
the
but it's a
other half.
bow.
Well, it looks like a bow. It wants to be a
it a
circle.
bow? How's it a bow?
Because like a bow and arrow bow, you're not going to go, oh, that's a rain semicircle.
Oh.
Why
Bit of
not?
imagination. I don't believe I have to say this.
Yeah.
Ah.
Right.
Anything
Okay,
else while we're here? Get it off your chest.
Rainbows.
No, done.
You've seen a rainbow on your TV?
Paint
TVs
the
are great.
whole
No, no.
world.
Yeah.
The TV
Oh, right, the
switched
actual
off and
science
then the
one.
light,
Yeah.
the light comes in and it shines. That's always cool. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. It's diffraction grating.
Now.
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
we had a great conversation the other day. If you could be anyone in history, who would you be? And he initially went with, who did you initially go with? Isaac Newton.
And Neil Armstrong.
Then pulled out Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
I was like, right, that's it. Let's
That's
be
a
Neil
great
Armstrong.
answer.
Yeah, amazing answer. Much better than mine. Anyway,
What was
right.
yours?
I think I stuck with Isaac Newton. Or I'd go back a bit further, but at the moment I'm saying to ancient civilizations, but you can't name anyone there.
You said you'd be a
Tutankhamun, I said I'd think about being him. Find out where he got his info from,
What's an info?
information.
Oh.
Armstrong's a great one, actually.
Yeah, that is a great shout.
Well done.
Good work.
Anyway,
Okay, we hope you have enjoyed that little episode about rainbows. Oscar Blue, did you enjoy that episode about rainbows? You can be honest.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Did we answer your questions? Does that all make sense?
Except for one of them.
Oh, which
Okay,
one didn't
well,
make
then
sense?
tell us.
Well, you didn't really answer one of them, how many colours, because there's so
Oh,
many.
yeah, because there's as many colors as you want there to be. Depends on how you break them down.
How many do you want?
He said strillion.
Trillion.
Jeez.
Yeah, so you're absolutely correct. I'm
Yeah.
not entirely convinced trillion is a number. Should be.
Well, you can invent your own numbers as well. So who cares?
Yeah. God, stop being so sciencey, guys. Do what you like. Freestyle it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you enjoyed this episode, please do hit that subscribe button wherever it is. It means a lot to us. Hit the little bell. It'll let you know when we've got new content. Point to the bell. Point to the bell. We upload an episode every week, and if you enjoyed this and you've just found us here, please do go back and look at some of our previous episodes. If you've watched this on the podcast, that makes no sense. If you've listened to this on the podcast and you'd like to take a look,
Jesus, are you still wrapping up?
yeah, still going. Come take a look at youtube.com/between2nerds. Right, are you ready to give a massive wave?
Yeah, you sure?
You need to go large, but stay in the screen. Bye, thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye, thank you.
Bye, thank you.